Every few months, Medicare sends you a document. It arrives in the mail or shows up in your online Medicare account, and most people glance at it and set it aside or throw it away entirely. That document is called the Medicare Summary Notice, and buried inside it are errors that Medicare beneficiaries miss every single year. Billing mistakes, duplicate charges, services billed that were never provided, charges for medications never received. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, Medicare loses tens of billions of dollars every year to improper payments, including billing errors and outright fraud. And the Medicare Summary Notice is your frontline defense against every one of those errors, but only if you know how to read it. Today we are walking through the Medicare Summary Notice, section by section, so you know exactly what you're looking at, what to look for, and exactly what to do when something doesn't look right. Stay with us, because the errors on these statements are more common than you think, and catching one could save you thousands of dollars. Welcome back to Medicare Exposed. No commissions, no plans to sell, no agenda, just the truth about Medicare, every single week. If you're new here, subscribe right now. Let's get into it. First, what exactly is the Medicare Summary Notice? The Medicare Summary Notice, also called the MSN, is a statement that Medicare sends after you receive medical services covered by Original Medicare. It summarizes all the Medicare claims filed on your behalf during a specific period. It shows what services were billed, what Medicare paid, and what you may owe. If you are on Original Medicare, you receive an MSN every 3 months, either by mail or electronically through your My Medicare Gov account. If you are on Medicare Advantage, you do not receive an MSN from Medicare. Instead, your Medicare Advantage plan sends you an explanation of benefits, which serves a similar purpose, but has a different format. Today we are focusing on the Original Medicare MSN, but the principles apply to both documents. Why does reading your MSN matter? Before we get into the sections, let me give you the context that makes this urgent. Medicare fraud and billing errors are not rare edge cases. They are systematic and widespread. The HHS Office of Inspector General estimates that improper Medicare payments run into the tens of billions of dollars annually. Common billing errors include duplicate billing, where the same service is billed twice; upcoding, where a provider bills for a more expensive service than was actually provided; unbundling, where services that should be billed together are billed separately to increase the total charge; billing for services not provided, where a provider bills Medicare for an appointment that never happened or a test that was never performed. These errors, whether intentional or accidental, end up on your MSN, and if you don't catch them, nobody will. Medicare does not audit every claim. You are the last line of defense. Now let's walk through the MSN section by section. Section 1. Your personal information. At the top of every MSN, you will find your name, your Medicare number, the dates covered by this statement, and the date the notice was issued. Check these details first. Make sure the name and Medicare number match yours exactly. If someone else's claims are appearing on your statement, that is a red flag for identity theft and needs to be reported to Medicare immediately. Section 2. Be informed. This section contains important messages from Medicare about your coverage, your rights, and any changes to your benefits. Read this section carefully. It often contains information about new preventive services available to you, changes to your coverage, or important deadlines you need to be aware of. Most people skip this section entirely. Don't skip it. Section 3. Your claims. This is the most important section of the MSN. It lists every claim filed with Medicare during the statement period. For each claim you will see the date of service, the provider who billed the claim, the service or item billed, the amount billed by the provider, the Medicare approved amount, the amount Medicare paid, the amount you may be billed. Let me walk you through what each of these means and what to look for. The date of service. This is the date the service was supposedly provided. Cross-reference this against your own records. Did you actually receive care on this date? Did you actually see this provider on this date? If you have no memory of a visit, or if you were out of town on that date, that is an immediate red flag. Keep a simple log of every medical appointment you have, the date, the provider, the reason for the visit. This log is your reference point when reviewing your MSN. The provider. Is the provider name familiar to you? Did you actually see this provider? Unfamiliar provider names are a red flag, particularly for services like lab tests, physical therapy, or durable medical equipment, where third-party providers may be involved. If you don't recognize a provider, don't assume it's legitimate. Call Medicare and ask, the service or item billed, does the description match what you actually received? If you went in for a routine office visit, and the claim shows a complex surgical procedure, that is upcoding. If you received one service, and the claim shows 3 separate services, that may be unbundling. Medical billing codes can be confusing, but most MSNs include a plain English description of what was billed. Read it carefully. The amount billed versus the Medicare approved amount. Providers often bill more than Medicare's approved amount. This is normal. Medicare has a fee schedule, and providers who accept Medicare assignment agree to accept Medicare's approved amount as payment in full. What matters is the Medicare approved amount, not the amount originally billed, the amount Medicare paid. This is what Medicare actually paid the provider. Under Part B, Medicare typically pays 80% of the approved amount, after your deductible. If Medicare paid significantly less than 80%, or paid nothing, check the explanation code, which tells you why, the amount you may be billed. This is your potential out-of-pocket amount. Under Part B, this is typically your 20% co-insurance, plus any remaining deductible. Compare this amount to what your provider actually billed you. If your provider billed you significantly more than what the MSN shows as your responsibility, that may be a billing error or a violation of Medicare's assignment rules. Section 4. Deductible information. This section shows how much of your annual deductible you have met so far. Track this throughout the year. Once you have met your annual Part B deductible, Medicare pays 80% of approved costs from that point forward for the rest of the year. Knowing where you stand on your deductible helps you plan your healthcare spending for the rest of the year. Section 5. Claims that were not approved. If any claims were denied, they appear in this section, along with the reason for denial. Read every denial carefully. If you believe a denial was incorrect, you have the right to appeal. The MSN will tell you exactly how, and exactly how long you have to file. The standard appeal deadline is 120 days from the date of the MSN. Do not miss this deadline. Section 6. Your rights and protections. This section explains your appeal rights, your protection against discrimination, and your right to receive a copy of your medical records. Read this section at least once, so you understand your rights as a Medicare beneficiary. Now, what do you actually do when you find an error? Step 1. Call the provider first. Many billing errors are genuine mistakes, not fraud. Contact the provider's billing department, explain the discrepancy, and ask them to review the claim. Many errors are corrected at this stage, without needing to escalate. Step 2. If the provider doesn't resolve it, call Medicare directly at 1-800-MEDICARE. Report the specific claim number, the provider name, and the nature of the discrepancy. Medicare has a team specifically dedicated to investigating billing errors and fraud. Step 3. If you believe the error is intentional fraud, report it to the HHS Office of Inspector General at oig.chats.gov or by calling 1-800-HS-TIPS. Medicare fraud is a federal crime. Reporting it protects you and protects every other Medicare beneficiary. Step 4. If a legitimate claim was denied, file your appeal within 120 days. The MSN tells you exactly how to do this. The simple habit that catches most errors. Keep a small notebook or a note on your phone where you record every medical appointment, date, provider, service. When your MSN arrives, cross-reference every claim against your log. Anything that doesn't match gets a phone call. This habit takes 5 minutes per appointment and could save you thousands of dollars over the course of your retirement. The Medicare Summary. Notice is not junk mail. It is your financial statement, your record of what Medicare is paying on your behalf, and your early warning system for the errors and fraud. That cost Medicare billions every year. Read it, every time, every section. Because the errors that don't get caught are the ones that cost you. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because next week we are covering how retirement account withdrawals affect your Medicare bill, and the IRA strategy that keeps thousands of dollars out of Medicare's reach every single year. We'll see you there.